Hello, everyone. Just your average Jen. We're here today to talk about Accountability Nation, and I would like to somewhat reintroduce Jay, where he talks more about what Accountability Nation is. But first, I'm going to share a couple things so you know who Jay is. So let's see if I remember how to do this. All right. This is Jay from Accountability Nation, and let me just troll his page real quick. And is that it? There we go. So this is Jay. I would share both screens at the same. I don't think that I can have the thing play while this is on here. So that is Jay, and let me now find. That's not it. And we're going to go to. Sorry, I was not very good at this yet. Okay, so there's that. Open up. Let's make sure we're on the right thing. All right, and here we go. Let's listen to Jay introduce himself and talk about his journey.
Hi there, and welcome to I'm Only Human, a podcast that attempts to explain how to coexist with other humans. This podcast is going to dive into topics like: is it possible to overcome human nature? Are rules and laws necessary for taming bad behaviors, or are they simply a control mechanism crafted by other disturbed minds? Why do we fight with each other? And how does traditional religion impact us? Can social disease be healed through individual recovery? My name is Jen, and I'm an average human. Before I begin, I would like to state that I will be talking about controversial things such as, but not limited to, religion, God, the Bible, 12-step programs, and politics. I am not an expert, and I don't claim to be one. I will, however, be referencing Alcoholics Anonymous because it is the granddaddy of all other 12-step programs. I will also be quoting things from the Bible and mentioning God along with different religions. I'm not trying to promote a particular program, nor am I trying to convert anyone. I believe religion gives us a foundation, and 12-step recovery guides people down a path to self actualization. Social disease has been with us since the dawn of time, but recovery has still been achieved by millions of people. Through recovery, healing is possible. I believe that changed minds and attitudes can change our world.
Back in April of last year, when I decided I had had enough and it's time for me to fix this weight issue once and for all, I had a really ugly conversation with myself in the mirror and said, the way you're living life isn't working. You're over 400 pounds, you're struggling, you finally got a job that you can be proud of. At the time, I was very proud of the job I was working. My body didn't match that. And on top of it, I felt like I was losing life rather than actually living life. And I wanted to live life for the first time instead of just existing. And I think a lot of people are satisfied just existing in life rather than actually living life. And that's a whole nother situation in and of itself. It's like just existing is no way to live, in my opinion. And I did something to change that.
Right. I haven't had a lot of money because just my situation in general, but I've learned how to enjoy life without needing money. Like I can take a chair and just go sit by the river and I can watch the river flow and watch the animals and the ducks play. And it may sound boring to some people, but it's very like therapeutic. It's almost like a meditation. And it's really good. Just like being in nature for me is really good. It's free entertainment. people in the caveman days, they drew pictures on walls and told stories. They looked at stars. I mean, we got to get away from TV, social media, and all this stuff that takes us away from human interaction, like real human interaction. And that might help too. I don't know.
Oh, it absolutely would. Instead of fighting on the internet over whose letter is right, maybe have some conversations, or go out in public and see that all the stuff that you're barking about on the internet isn't happening in everyday life. Me personally, I do the same thing as you. I like to go sit down by the dam that I live near, and I like to watch the birds and the dam flow and hang out in nature. I like to take my shoes and socks off and put my feet in the grass and just ground myself. It's almost like nature's charger for me. And just doing that for a little while helps me refocus my energy, and it helps me balance in a sense. And balance is one of those things that I personally need, because without balance, my life is really off track.
Yeah, I need to have some kind of a routine or something. Otherwise, I'll just stand in my room, just stand there, not knowing what to do next. So I need to have something planned. And not that I always have to be busy, but my mind is always going, and sometimes I just want to shut it down. This podcast kind of helps, but now I'm always thinking, well, what can I talk about? What else? Oh, that's a good topic there, and that's another good topic. I mean, it'll come in time.
Well, sometimes, just doing this like we're doing right now, starting with one topic and just letting it flow, let the conversation flow, and sharing ideas about what we've done in life is helpful also. And for me, routines are actually really important, considering I have ADHD and I have PTSD. So having routines is very helpful for me. It helps keep my mind a little clearer throughout the day. And of course, working out has been huge for me, because that hour a day that I spend in the gym, I'm focused on one thing. And subconsciously, I seem to be working through other issues. And I've solved more of my personal problems working out in the gym than anywhere else in the world. So for me, going to the gym is like another one of those focal points for me. Uh, I can also work out at home though. I over the time I was injured and I wasn't cleared to do very much, I learned how to work out at home as well. You don't need to have a gym to work out. I mean, I'm sure every state has something in your area where you can go hike, or you can go hit a park and hang out and do things on the equipment around there. Um, there's a number of things that you can do.
I use my own fat as like a counterweight because there's so much of it. Like if you don't hold any weights in your hand and you just reach your arms out to the side and go up and down, kind of like you're flying, that is quite a workout, because the fat that hangs under your arms is pretty heavy sometimes. So
Yep.
you don't even need weights. Like if not, I don't know why we're on weight loss, but that's cool. We can make this into another episode right away or something.
Right. We could trim it and bust it into 2 episodes.
I did not trim it and bust it into 2 episodes. I was lazy.
Yeah, this is a major focal point of mine, of course, with Take the Journey. And I'm working on something called Accountability Buddies. And I got a couple of friends that we want to build a network of people and build positive reinforcement. Part of the reason why so many people fail at weight loss is because of the people that are behind them. One thing that typically happens is you'll get a few negative people. They'll drop some seeds in your head that you can't do it, or you're going to give up, or there's really no point to you doing this. What do you think you're doing? Negative thoughts like that. And the reality is those people don't want to take accountability for themselves. So they're going to try and keep you at their level. And our goal is to help erase those those seeds that people plant and build the positive reinforcement that people need to help them move forward in their journeys. And that's really the ultimate goal.
Yeah, I noticed that as I started changing, people around me started to change. Have you noticed that? Like the people that used to be around you, are they still around you, or have you moved on to a different group of friends because you no longer share the same interests as those you left behind?
I actually, yeah, I have a whole new group of friends. There's a few people that are left from my previous time, but the reality is, most everybody that's around me, I call my level up friends because they're a different level of people than the people that were around me before. Every one of them is a go-getter in some way, shape, or form, and they're out there doing things in life and going after their dreams and having success. And the people that were around me before were just leeches on society, and they never did anything worth anything. So it's like I have no issue cutting that dead weight. Yeah, they were nice people for the most part, and they were fun to hang out with, but they don't align with my values. And if you don't align with my values, I'm not going to invest my time into you because you're not going to be a good return on investment.
Kind of seems like what happened with all my friends in high school. Actually, I don't know what happened, but one day out of the blue, they turned on me, and then I was being bullied. So I just graduated that semester and with a middle finger, never really saw most of them again. But once in a while we connect and it's just like old times, and that's just weird how that happens. Although I still don't have a relationship with these people from my high school, it's just kind of nice because some people you just have that bond with. There is like this soul bond between people, and it doesn't have to be a soulmate. It's just the soul bond.
Right. And it's cool to hang out with those people or talk to them on occasion, but the days of being close friends are long past. Like when I come home to Wisconsin, I used to make it a point to try and see all my friends every time and that sort of stuff. And over the last couple of years, when I come home, I don't do that. I rarely announce that I'm in town because I'm not there to see them. I'm there to see family, and family's far more important to me than seeing some friends from childhood that I may or may not have anything in common with anymore, or I may or may not do the same things as them. And it's like, I don't want to go to the bars. I don't drink. So that's an out right there. And I'm sure a lot of them are still drinkers, and that's good. That's their thing. They can do that, whatever. But at the end of the day, I've moved on from them. They've moved on from me. So it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything like that with the group of people that I left behind. I was always in my own world, and apparently I didn't fit in with theirs, and that's how that all happened. But I'm making new friends now, like recovery friends, and it's so nice to be able to talk to people on my same level. And I think that you've experienced that too through Accountability Nation. Do you know of any people, not to like call anyone out, but have you helped people personally in their journey that you know of?
I do get comments all the time on the internet, on Twitter. Well, now it's X, um, of people saying, "Thank you for what you've done. You've inspired me, and because of you, I've lost 40 pounds, or I've lost 50 pounds, or I've lost 20 pounds, or I started going back to the gym, and I'm sticking with it this time." And I get those comments, and to me, that's really the biggest win out of Accountability Nation, is that other people have decided, you've been able to do it, so I'm going to do it too. And I love that. I'm never going to tell anybody what they need to do. That's for them to decide. I know what I need to do, and I've decided to do that. And I share my information, and I'm just happy that others took that information and have used it to start their own journeys.
And Accountability Nation is starting to catch on now. It's starting to become a thing.
It is. I mean, I've got I've got a clothing design out. I have one design currently, and I'm working on building a whole store with other designs in future. That project is starting to come to the forefront of my mind right now. And for me personally, since I've been wearing the same hoodies that I bought last year, they're way too big. They're pretty beat up. And I mean, I'm even wearing one right now, to be honest with you. And part of the reason why I keep wearing the same ones is because the most success I've had in life has been wearing these hoodies. And I have a new one from my first release, and I'm starting to wear that to the gym now because I want to represent the brand versus just representing myself. And with these older hoodies, it was something that I bought just to represent myself. So if you look out on Bonfire/Accountability Nation, you'll see my first design out there, and it's available for purchase. And in the coming weeks, you'll see more designs start to come out.
In closing, I would like to say that the opinions expressed here were strictly of my own making or by my future guests. Take what you like and leave the rest. You may come to realize that you may not like me or what I want to share. Let's talk to each other, reason things out, but let there be no gossip or criticism of one another. Let the fellowship of ethical human behavior and the serenity from positive human interaction help you grow and chill out, one experience at a time. I would like to thank my higher power for guiding me through this podcast. I hope to spread the message of love, hope, and understanding by touching one life at a time.
All right, let's make sure we stop it this time. And stop sharing screen. And one more time. There we go. So that was Jay from Accountability Nation. Feel free to go check him out and to listen to more episodes to find out a little bit more about him and about what he's trying to do, what he's trying to accomplish. I think you'll like him. All right. Bye-bye.